Well, I think today is the day that we finally get to come out back here to our little homemade campsite and get a fire going, do some cooking, set up the tent, and then spend the night out here. If you've seen the first video, compare that to how it looks now. We have made just some incredible progress out here. So I'm very excited to come out back here, cook up a meal, and then yeah, spend the night out here. It's gonna be a great time. But before we do that, I'm gonna run up to the house here. I'm gonna grab the wheelbarrow full of wood, bring that out here so we can get a fire going and start cooking. This is the ticket for getting firewood. This thing is awesome. Oh, there we go. Perfect. That makes bringing a couple of armloads of wood over here pretty easy. I almost need to use that when I'm actually out in the woods cutting a load of firewood. All right, I'm gonna unload this and then we'll get to splitting our wood up and we'll start a fire. Well, we got ourselves quite a bit of a mixture of wood here. We got this pine, that's from Buick area. Got a couple pieces of cedar that Dad brought up from Vancouver Island area. Then we also have some pine or poplar that we cut up here on the property. So yeah, nice little mixture. But time to cut this stuff up and then we'll get a fire going here pretty quick. Couple of knots in that one. This stuff here has been seasoning and drying for a couple of years now, so it's plenty dry. Same thing with the cedar. That's been probably about 2 years. Then the poplar, I mean, we cut that. It was laying on the ground, kind of half dead, half rotten, but it still kind of burns. This Fisker's axe, I've been using these ever since they came out. They're oh man, they're top notch. They're definitely worth the money. They cut really, really well. The only problem with these is it was my hatchet. I sharpened my hatchet once, and then every time I touched it, I cut myself. And I ended up taking it and just driving it into the dirt and the gravel just to dull it because it was just way too sharp. So yeah, if you have a Fisker's, I don't recommend sharpening them. They get a little too sharp. That one might be alright for kindling. The smaller you make this stuff, the easier and quicker it lights. I usually only have, you know, a few pieces, kind of 10 or so that are really small. Then after that, it doesn't really matter to get them real small. Like pieces like this will be just fine. But looking at this one, the grains are really nice and straight. So this one, I should be able to put this right in the middle and split it. Veered off a little, but oh well, it'll still burn. It'll still work. Especially with this stuff, like it is so incredibly dry. Like I don't even know if I'll need paper to get this fire going. Alrighty, well I think we got enough kindling split up. We got a whole pile of small stuff here. Back that over, get that ready. And we got some of our medium stuff here. And I'll put that over here. And we got some of our bigger stuff, just kind of 3 pieces. Pretty well the pieces with knots or twists in them, so I didn't want to split that up into kindling. So now we're able to get our fire going. I have a little bit of this stuff in here. It was just like the last little couple handfuls kind of kicking around here, so I just threw that onto the bottom and it'll eventually burn. We're back to using our good old-fashioned Canadian Tire fire. So this stuff here, with this wood so dry, like I said, you almost wouldn't need paper to get this stuff to go. So we'll throw in, I don't know, 4 or 5 pieces, maybe 6, whatever your little heart desires, I guess. That's 4. We'll do 1 more. Alrighty, we'll take 2 of our bigger pieces over here. And we'll grab a bunch of our small stuff, stack it all on top. There we go, something like that. A couple more pieces and we'll be good to go. There, that should be plenty. Then once I light it, I'll probably just keep stacking more wood on top too. This way here we get a little action. There, and then in no time, we should have some flames flickering. Wood will start popping. And we'll have a fire. That paper, throw it over there. Get away from the fire pit. Throw that over there too. And I don't know if you can hear that or not, but we have some crackle and popping happening, so our fire is on its way. There we go. Throw that up there. Once this gets going here, I'll toss on the rest of the small stuff. I'll get this bigger stuff on there, and in the meantime, I'm going to split up a little bit more wood. I'll probably cut those into little, instead of quarters, like 8ths kind of a thing, because I don't want a ripping fire going here. So yeah, I'll get that all split up here, and then we will probably set up the cooker and get cooking, because we're I'm going to be cooking up some chicken legs here tonight, and those typically take a little bit longer than like ribs or steaks or anything like that, so that'll be I don't know, a few hours to cook that up. So yeah, so this is going pretty good now, so I'm gonna split up my wood and then we'll set up the cooker and we'll start cooking. So our fire has died down now, so I'm gonna throw on some of this wood here. I've never cooked with cedar before, so I'm gonna give it a go and see if it's any good. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but it might just add a different flavor profile, especially to something like chicken. Chicken absorbs the smoke flavor way more than like steak or anything like that. So we'll give it a go and see how it goes. But in the meantime, while we wait for that to kind of start up, we'll see if we can get this set up. Hopefully, oh yeah, that's plenty big enough. Never used this over this before. So that might be in the middle. Grab our cookware here. Alrighty, we got our chain on there. Grab this, flip it up. Ooh, that's cedar. It's hot wood. Wow. There, we'll put her way up there on that last link. And that should be alright, hopefully. I'm going to let this burn down a little bit though, because it is a very, very hot wood. Like I said, I've never cooked with it before, so it's an experiment tonight. There we go, get that as center as possible. There. Now what I'll do, this other cedar that I have, I think I'm going to cut that into smaller pieces. Just because this stuff, it flares up so quick. Even these bigger ones, but I don't know, we might actually be alright. Ooh, remember the one video that said 5 fire trucks? 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's pretty hot. We're going to let this burn down a little bit further, and then I'll throw the chicken on there. And then I think once we put the chicken on, I'm gonna run over. I'm gonna grab my tent, sleeping bag, and all that good stuff, and we'll bring it over here. We'll cut away a couple of these little willows, and then we'll get the tent all set up while we wait for our chicken to cook. Oh, geez, 1, 2. Man, this stuff burns so incredibly hot. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cook over the cedar with this setup. If I didn't have my fire pit here, I definitely could. I would just raise this up. But man, if you want to heat your house with wood, cedar is my go-to now. Holy cow! I might actually have to wait till this burns down a bit, and then probably put my pine on there. I'll split that up into just big halves, and then that way we can control it a little bit better, because this is just screaming hot. Oh man. Even me squinting and not saying some words, I can hold my hand there for 2.5, 3 seconds. And I don't know. Maybe we'll just wing it. Yeah, maybe we'll just wing it, throw the chicken on there, and see what happens. If anything, I'll put the cut side down, and then that way if it does burn, we'll just burn the bottom side. It's no big deal. These are my chicken legs that I got. Had them marinating overnight. It's a bit of a concoction. I got olive oil in there, and then it's like a spicy seafood blend, and that stuff. It's like a cheapo President's Choice thing. It's kind of like a Cajun spice, and it's great on like shrimp and salmon, halibut, rockfish. Really good at that, but it's also excellent on things like chicken and pork. I also got Italiano, garlic plus, onion powder, pepper, salt, and I think a little bit of Greek in there as well. So it is quite the concoction, but I made it in the oven a few days ago and it was just spot on. It was just amazing. So, oh yeah, it smells great. It should be good on this. If it was good in the oven, it'll be excellent cooked over the fire. So let's grab this. Throw them on there. Like I said, if I burn the bottom side, it's whatever. We'll get over it, I guess. Whoop. There we go. Basically just a little bit of olive oil left in here. Yeah, something like that. There, good enough. Now we're cooking. Chicken, it does take a little bit of time to cook up over the fire. But one thing that's nice when you're doing like a slow roast like this, typically it comes out just absolutely full of flavor and juice, and it's tender, so this will be good. Now it seems like I gave this fire just that, whatever, a couple more seconds, and like it's not that bad now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's still hot, but we'll definitely have to manage this one a little closely. Yeah, it definitely burns hotter than pine, but we'll get the job done. In the meantime, I'm gonna take this, throw this in my cooler, so the dogs or the cats don't get into it. And now that we have some time to waste, maybe I'll run out and grab my tent and my sleeping bag, and we'll get this all set up. Maybe before I do that, I'll just grab my little buck knife here, and I'll cut off these 2 or 3 little willows here, and then we'll go and grab the tent and we'll get all set up for the night. Well, we have our chicken cooking up right there by the fire, so now I think I'm gonna get this tent set up. I got rid of the, whatever it was, 3 willows that were kind of just sitting here. So cut them down, end up using my axe instead. Now, time to get this set up. I have a place to sleep for the night. Daisy, buddy. Baby girl, you're gonna have to move there, sweetheart. You're just gonna sit there? She ain't gonna like it when I roll the tent on her. Come on, Daisy, out of here, I'm going. Good girl. You gotta remember how I rolled this up last time. But I'm not gonna bore you guys with setting this up. So once I have it all set up, I'll turn the camera back on, we can talk some more. I think you've seen me set up a tent enough in the past. Well, I got the tent about half set up, but before I keep going, I just want to flip our chicken, make sure I'm not burning it. Plus, fire is pretty well gone, not quite out, but it's pretty low. It's a little crispy, but not quite burnt. It's close though. Oh, that side stuck a little. There we go. Give this all a flip, then I'll have to put on another piece of wood. And away we go. This stuff, I should turn them bones so they're all kind of in the middle. Yeah, those three are like spot on, perfectly, beautifully cooked. This one got a little singed on the inside, but that's all right. We'll orientate our wood around here. Get our fire going again. I'll probably raise this right up, and then I'll just keep cooking with this cedar. It is really hot, and it does flare up. But, I mean, I think I kind of have it under control. So let's raise this. Wonder if I put, oh, even better. There we go. Put it right through the loop of the hook. Grab our cedar. One over there. One here. I think I got a smaller one. There, put that one in the middle. Now hopefully that doesn't burn, but I say that quite a bit. I'm a hopeful guy, I guess. Alrighty. Make sure that's pretty well in the center so we get even heat distribution. And away we go. Now I'm going to watch this for probably, whatever, 5 minutes kind of a thing, just to make sure it doesn't singe everything. And then I'll go back to setting up the tent. But yeah, like look how quick that stuff flares up. And then it holds heat for a really long time. I can see why so many people down south heat their house with this stuff. Even though for the most part you don't really need to heat your house. But when it does get cold, I would definitely use this wood for sure. Even right now, like that's, I can't even really lift it up much higher. Maybe I'll just kind of pull it out of the way. There we go. There, I'll hold it like this until it dies down, put it back on, and then we'll get back to cooking. And just like that, tent is all set up. We had a bit of a runaway with the fire, so I grabbed one of the blocks that I just tucked off to the side. And looking underneath, doesn't look like we burned anything, so we got lucky on that one. But yeah, now it's basically just put the cats, let the dog sleep on the bed there, and wait for this to cook. One thing, I don't know if you noticed it or not from there, but I still have my -20 sleeping bag and my big foamy. Not because I'm concerned that it's going to get cold tonight, but it's just so comfortable to sleep on. A lot of times in the summer what I do is I still bring it with me, but I typically just end up sleeping just like on top of it. Sometimes I bring like a small, like really paper thin blanket, but for the most part, I either sleep with it just wide open and the dogs get one half and I get the other half with the foamy, or I just sleep on top. And yeah, just because it's so incredibly comfortable. But yeah, I'm going to keep cooking on this chicken. This will be about another hour or two, something like that. And then, yeah, I got, what do I have in my cooler? I think I got beans, peaches. I might have brought cream corn with me. I can't remember. I think it's just beans, but what the heck. Beans over the fire with your hot food. Yeah, I mean, you can't really beat it. It's kind of like my go-to staple, but yeah, I'm going to keep cooking here. I'm going to relax for a little bit. And yeah, we'll see you guys when this is all done and cooked up. Well, we've been cooking on the chicken here for quite a few hours now, but it is looking absolutely perfect. Nice and crispy on the outside, starting to pull away from the bone. So I think we're going to call that good enough. Ugh. I'm going to grab my plate, get all dished up, then we'll have a bite to eat. Well, we had a couple of getaways at the fire there, but we cooked her up and it looks absolutely delicious. Everything is running nice and clear. Meat pulling off the bone. So it's time to dive into this thing. Ooh. Well, that little bit was pretty good. Ooh, pretty hot. That's pretty good. Shelby decided to join me here after all the work is done. The blister showed up. Oh man, I can't believe how good this is. Yes, buddy. Well, it's definitely different cooking over the cedar. Kind of have to manage the fire quite a bit differently compared to like pine and poplar, but we got the job done and it tastes great. And I got my little can of beans here too, so I'm gonna dine in on that. And then yeah, me and the dogs, maybe Shelby, we're gonna sit around the fire here for a little bit. We got a couple hours before it gets dark, so we're gonna enjoy our supper together and sit by the fire. Well, you probably can't see me overly too good, but it's now getting pretty dark here and we're just sitting around by the fire. And the dogs, they're pretty well getting ready for bed. They're all they're all laying down here. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for watching the video here today. And hopefully this little campsite that we built at the house here kind of gets you outside and maybe thinking about doing your own little campsite at your house, or just even camping in your backyard, or heck, go to an actual campsite and go out and have fun. But anyways, guys, again, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and get outside, have fun. See you on the next one.